Here we are. I'm so glad you're here, ladies. This is a woman's guide to the man who will leap a tall building for her. I would love to tell you that there's a magical dating rule or strategy that causes a man to fall head over heels for you, to be a man, the man, your man. But that would be dishonest. It would not serve you. It may temporarily give you something to focus on and distract you from what really makes a man leap a tall building for you. I'm about to get really real, direct, and straight up with you. You'll understand men, and you'll understand your untapped power with regard to men. And you will understand and embrace what you really want. First, grab that cup of coffee and let's talk about your dream date. What does he look like? How does he behave? How does he treat you? I've got some ideas. He's interested in you. He gets to know you. He listens to you. He welcomes your opinion. He shows up and steps up. He's a student of you and creates dates with confidence that excite and honor who you are. He is his 100% authentic self and does not apologize for it. He calls and texts without any timeline. He lets you know he digs you. He pursues you without a desperate neediness, but a desire to learn more about you, to discover your compatibilities. He's honest, authentic, and confident, and this makes him very sexy. He knows that your opinion is welcomed and honored at any moment, and he'll adjust plans to accommodate you. He treats you with respect as an equal, and he wants to prove his worth to you. This includes romantic, gentlemanly gestures, his time and attention. But he takes his time with the one who feels like the one. The one for you, too, doesn't leap a tall building for just anyone. For a man to leap into this type of love with a woman, he needs something very important: inspiration. Did you know that men are fueled by their woman? They are totally inspired by her. Her admiration and appreciation of him is like high octane fuel in his gas tank. He will leap a tall building, slay dragons, and a whole lot more for her admiration. You have the power to stir his deeply embedded DNA, inspire him to fight with all his manly prowess, to win the prize. The prize is you. The possible problem is, do you believe you are the prize? Not only do you have to believe you are the prize, you have to act it, breathe it, exude it, require it. Do you believe you are the prize, the princess he will run after, search far and wide for, slay any dragons along the way, to prove to you that he is worthy of you? Because man in his DNA longs for the fight. He feels amazing about himself, to muster his strength for her, to prove himself worthy. He'll not do this for any girl. He does it for the girl who knows her worth. The one who wants the fairy tale, a knight in shining armor, wants the man who'll do anything for her, who adores her, who finds her beautiful. He fights for her, wins her over, and presents himself to her as a respectable, honorable, confident, capable, responsible man, and sees her as his equal. This is not a weak woman. Oh no. She is confident. She knows who she is and what she needs and wants. She doesn't compromise herself. She stays true to herself and will not settle with just anybody. She accepts the man who proves himself worthy of her. That is the woman he will leap a tall building for. The one that inspires him to be his best man. Not the one that puts up with his bad boy behavior or his lack of motivation, or needs convincing to date her, spoil her, or be in relationship with her. If you accept that man, you have just shown him how much worth you give yourself. And here's a super truth. We teach people how to treat us. People return the worth to us, the worth we give ourselves. Ouch. Yep, it's true. It's all about you. It's not about a dating strategy or rule or technique. Built into some so-called dating techniques is to make it appear as though you believe you're of high worth. Here's an example. No texting for 3 days after you have had a date. The misguided thinking is by making them wait, they will fight for me, want me more. When you hold yourself with the worth that God has for you, being you is the only strategy you need. It is being 100% authentic and honest with who you are and how you conduct yourself. It's an air, an energy, a presence you simply hold. You just are. That's inspirational. It's rare. It's irresistible. It causes a man to perk up and feel you're different, and it motivates him. Here's an example. A friend of mine, we'll call her Jay, could mesmerize every man in the club. This is not an exaggeration. It was obvious from their behavior and of all the drooling over her and obvious vying for her attention that every other woman was nothing compared to her in her presence, including me. I was invisible. She carried herself with complete ease and confidence. Was she more beautiful than the rest of us? No. At the time, I was 5'10", tall, lean, and looking good. But I had zero self-esteem. I was desperate for attention. I didn't get any. She was 5'2", pretty, knew her worth, and it emanated off of her like 1,000 suns. Her aura did the work, shouting out to the men that they had to prove themselves before she would give them any attention, and they fought hard to get it. This aura works not just in a club atmosphere. It works when you're dating one man. Every man Jay dated blew me away with their chivalry and their manly efforts, like I had never seen. She had no guilt for receiving it, even after discovering later that they were not a match. She was worthy. She accepted nothing less. A confident woman willing to be herself, know her worth, is super duper fantastically attractive to a confident, worthy man. It's not about another Botox injection or the perfect size or saying what you think he wants to hear. Jay certainly did none of that. Hardly. It is saying what you want to say. It is making your requirements known and how you hold yourself. And you don't carry a clipboard with a checklist of the things your dream man must have while you date. You be yourself. You have fun getting to know someone. You have nothing to lose because you don't give your heart to just anyone. You date and discover as you only get to know each other. So of course you can text after the first date and say, I had fun. After he proves he is worthy and the chemistry is there, the healthy woman, sure of herself and what she wants, can then commit and give her heart to someone, not because she needs him to feel good about herself. If you find yourself perpetually disappointed with men, they just aren't stepping up. It's time to go on the journey of you. When you rise, everything around you rises, including your dating pool. It's the law of attraction, and it is real. So how do you do that? Well, you have to get to know you. You have to fall in love with you. You have to totally dig you in order for the future him to totally dig you. That's how it works. I've made it easy for you because it's hard to know where to start. You have a few options. You could start with our dating skills course, the 14 golden rules of swagalicious irresistibleness in dating. Yep, you read that right, rules. But these rules base themselves in you, your authenticity. They help you establish you confidently and solidly. Here's just a taste of how you will be equipped. You learn your valuable verbs because there are a lot of overgivers out there not embracing their worth and exhausting themselves. You learn how to require others to value, see, and hear you, and how to offer that to yourself first. I challenge all my singles to take their valuable verbs out with them on a date. It's kind of this exercise, kind of a game sort of thing you can do with people, and it blows their dates away time and time again. The dater who really wants a relationship is going to so appreciate someone who pulls out these valuable verbs. It tells them that you're serious, you've done some work, and you really want the real thing. It really puts you in the cream of the crop. Especially the men tell me things like, the women say, wow, that's really sexy. That's really irresistible. Just from doing this valuable verbs exercise. And that is the first module in the Unleash Your Godly Superhero program. So I wouldn't want you to miss it. It's pretty great. I also have a single course called Be Valued, Seen, and Heard. And you can take that as well. Anything to get you started in the right direction would be great. You can discover your compatibility requirements so that you can hold them in your heart and stay true to what is of utmost importance to you and cannot be negotiated or compromised. This is the number one thing I see that daters struggle with, is holding true to themselves and what's most important to them. They let those go for the sake of another person or the relationship, and that doesn't work. You learn communication skills, the words to use to elicit what you need and desire, kindly and honestly, and which cause him to cooperate rather than shut down. These communication skills are bomb. I mean, everyone can learn and could utilize these communication skills. You discover and embrace your unique personality traits and gifts, and you probe deeply into your strengths and with a game plan to diminish your weaknesses. That was a very powerful thing for me to do on my journey when I discovered my personality trait. First off, I realized that I wasn't weird. I tend to be that sensitive person that's introverted, and I was made wrong for most of my life for being who I was. So I was very confused about what was me and what I needed to change. So when I learned my core personality, that was a game changer. I could step fully into me, my authenticity. And as we've discussed earlier, that's where it's at. And of course, you are compassionately led to dump the junk in your trunk. The past baggage of hurts, disappointments, and resentments holding you back. You will set them free through forgiveness of yourself and others. And there's a process we go through, and it's quite wonderful. And you'll be okay. It's good. You're going to feel a lot lighter. And finally, you learn mind and skill sets to conquer self-doubt and the automatic negative talk that intrudes your head, keeping you stuck. You will reframe them into empowered messages that motivate. You are welcome to schedule a complimentary call with me. I'm Kimmo. Coaching is what transformed me. I have been on both sides of the fence, and the grass is greener over here. When you change, when you transform, when you rise, everything around you does too. I will listen, and I'll help you create massive clarity around your particular challenges and help you determine your next step. Just chilling out there. Yeah.